As you may already know, I have recently stepped away from my job at my school in order to pursue new horizons. I hope to become an art teacher, but right now things are in the planning stage. I also found a new space for my workstation, which is very exciting. I've been wanting to do this since one of my first customers contacted me to let me know they had 3 black dog hairs in their package. I was mortified and realized I needed a proper workspace. Adjusting to a new life routine without my school feels strange and scary at times. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm taking guidance from all my mentors, not the least of which is the wildflowers. Before I continue, I need to tell you about a plant. It is known as the balsam root, and it has given me incredible life advice this spring. It is a flower iconic to this part of Washington state, and you can see it blanketing the hillsides this time of year, easily recognizable by its butter yellow blooms and arrow-shaped leaves. But what is so fascinating about this plant is that what you see of it doesn't tell the real story. And I think that's true for all of us. The secret is underneath the soil. There lies an incredible root system, which you can harvest for food or medicinal purposes. The main taproot can reach multiple feet into the ground to find a water source. The wandering tendrils grab onto the soil, preventing erosion. This survival mechanism is vital in environments similar to where I live, which are dry and hot this time of year. If you are familiar with American history, you've heard about the disaster of the Dust Bowl. One of many reasons it happened were farming practices that removed native plants from their home soil. Without their deep root system, the earth became dust, subject to whims of the wind. It goes to show how important these plants are for our planet's survival. No matter how beautiful the plant, without the roots, they don't have longevity. Every tiny disturbance can affect them negatively, and ultimately they can't flourish and grow. The young blooms are surely beautiful and delicate, but the older plants are incredible to behold. They're strong and full and can sustain droughts with little effort. I find them inspiring, a great reminder of what is unseen is by far the most important part of who we are. I have taken the lesson of the balsam root and challenged myself to further develop my root system in order to find stability during this very intimidating transition. My life has changed considerably this year. I'm realizing it will never be the same again. That is both exhilarating and a little scary. I think we all come to those crossroads at some point in our lives where we can choose one of multiple diverging paths that will lead our lives in wildly different directions. I used to look at these options with apprehension, fearing that I'd make the wrong choice and lead my life in a direction that I would later regret. But I've come to believe that we can find fulfillment through a variety of different life paths. Maybe there are many equally interesting and rewarding journeys one can take. I stayed up last night wondering if I had made the wrong choice to pursue new options with teaching and focus on my business, but despite being fearful, I have realized that in this case there isn't necessarily a wrong choice, and I think in many cases in our lives when we're presented with options, it is what you do with the choice you make that makes it worthwhile or not, and what you learn from it. I'm so glad I'm going through this transition in the springtime. It is such a beautiful season of renewal and healing. Last, but definitely not least, I do have news that pertains to this channel. My brother has recently returned from Australia after almost a year without seeing him, which was very difficult for me. We were very, very close growing up. You will no doubt see him in a future video. He has very generously offered to help me with my videos, which is fantastic because I've always wanted to learn how to use an actual camera. I've noticed speculation in the comments of who's actually making these videos, and the answer is that it is me, predominantly. I think there's been a handful of times where I have gotten assistance, but very few. I film using an iPhone and a tripod, and I would really like to learn how to use a proper camera, and so he finally is going to teach me and help me make the videos until I'm able to do it on my own. It is so exciting, and I'm just so grateful for him. And you will no doubt, hopefully, see a huge improvement in the quality of these videos starting next week. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I have some loved ones who are very sick with the illness we shall not name, and I am very worried about them. So I will appreciate all your thoughts or prayers. And I hope you all stay safe and healthy. Sending my love. Goodbye.